Hello. Today I'm going to give you 6 ways to help build your library and get you good, solid resources. My name is Steve. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. While you're here, you're going to get challenged and encouraged to be the Christian you claim to be. And we're going to do that by going through scripture and reviewing solid resources and tools to make your day-to-day better and more Christ-focused. So, again, I'm going to give you 6 ways today to build resources. I'm all about resources, good, solid ways to help you study and to help you be the Christian that you claim to be. And one of those things is reading. We Christians, we need to be readers, not only in Scripture all day, every day, but also good supplemental resources. But what if you don't have enough money? What if finding resources is difficult? What if you just don't like sitting down and reading a book? I'm going to give you a handful of resources starting right now that will help you do that. So we're going to try to go from least expensive to things that cost some money. So one of the number one resources that I want to offer you today is your local library. But I have a little piece of information for you that maybe you didn't know. I stumbled across this a few years ago, and there's an app that you can get on your smartphones. Here in my area, it's called Libby, Libby. By the way, I'll do my best to include links to anything that I mentioned that have a link down in the description. So it's called Libby, and what it is a library app. I do not live in Los Angeles County, but I live close to Los Angeles County. So I got myself an LA County library card. I got library cards for every library that I could drive to. It wasn't very hard. Most of the time you can fill out the application online, and it doesn't matter whether you live in that city. So you go get these library cards that have a number on them. You type in the information into this app, again called Libby, Libby. I think it used to be called Open Book, so it might still be called that in other parts of the country. But that opens up free resources to you. You can get both digital books, like via Kindle or via Kindle app. You can read them right in the Libby app also. You don't have to have a Kindle. And for me, more importantly, it gave me access to free audiobooks. I want to suggest to you that if you go this route, get as many library cards as you can. I have like 4 or 5 installed in there because it just opens up the opportunity. If you're near a big city, go to that, or a big county, go to that county's library, like the Los Angeles County Library card, because that opens up a world of free books, whereas your small library might have less of those opportunities. So that's the number one way, and it's free. All the resources you can even highlight in there. If you read it via Kindle, you can highlight and you can still read your highlights on the internet. So number 2 way, and we're moving up on the list as far as free goes, would be a local, sometimes your local libraries, like all my local libraries, have what they call Friends of the Library. This is a fantastic resource. So check your local libraries or your local organizations and see if they sell used books. So in all my local libraries, they have these Friends of the Library stores. Sometimes it's just a little kiosk off to the side of the entrance. Sometimes it's a whole, essentially, store that's full of books. And all the books that I've ever gotten from my Friends of the Library books are like $1 or $2, often in great condition. I'm always looking mostly for religious books, but I got an entire hardback in a case set of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings for $2. So it's a fantastic resource that you've got to use if you have that opportunity in your area. Do the work, look up your local library, and look up where these used books are being sold in local libraries. Number 3, speaking of used, is used bookstores. There are used bookstores everywhere. Some of them are more expensive, some of them are less expensive. In my area, I have a group of sister stores that range from $5 to $10, and that's what they're called, the $5 bookstore. Okay, every book in there is $5 or less. So some of them have larger religious sections than others, but I like to buy what I'm going to call heretical books for my my research purposes only from used bookstores. I don't like to spend money to spend full price on books that I don't agree with the theology, but I still need to read the book to know what's in there. The used bookstores are a great place to do that, because you can go there and they cost $1 or $2, maybe $5, but you're not spending the full $15 or $20 that it might cost you brand new on Amazon. So we have Libby, the free library app. We have Friends of the Library. Sometimes in your area, the library might sell old used books. They're still in good condition. And then a used bookstore. Now we're bumping up in price a little bit, so I want to give you a couple of other really good options that will save you a couple of dollars. So number one is resources and websites such as christianbooks.com. Just go to christianbooks.com and be their friend. Go there all the time. They're always having really good sales. They even have sales on books that are, I guess you'd call them flawed. I forget the words that they use, but maybe non-perfect. But by non-perfect, most of the time it means like one page got folded over. So there's nothing wrong with the book, but they sell it at a greatly discounted price. And christianbooks.com specifically is always having great deals on books. There might be a website that you're familiar with that I'm not. Leave it down in the comments that offer books like this, that offer good, solid Christian resource books at a discounted price. Or if you buy them in bulk, whatever the case may be, is especially if you're a church or your pastor or you're looking in bulk, you might be able to save money in that way. Here's a way that I save money using Amazon, because I'm a huge Amazon fan. Sometimes you just want the book brand new, and I understand that. So here's a couple of ways using Amazon that you can save money. Number one, electronic books. I particularly prefer paper copies of books, hard books. I like to have them. Nobody can take them away from me unless they come into my house, and I like to mark up my books and draw. But I do digital books on Kindle. Oftentimes I've found the books that I want. You can make what you'd call a wish list or a shopping list for like $1. They'll go on sale for 99 cents and you still get the content. Again, you can highlight in your Kindle and look up all those highlights and access them via the internet. So through Amazon, digital copies of books are a great way to go. You can find them for $1 or $2. Number two is an Amazon list. Now here's why I want you to create a list. Go to your Amazon account, create a list, put all the books you want to read in it. And here's why. Because Amazon, believe it or not, prices fluctuate and sometimes they go on sale. So once a week, it's really super easy to scan through your list and it'll tell you in black, it was originally $19.99. Today, it's $9.99 maybe because it's Christmas and it's Black Friday or whatever, or the publisher had a bunch of them they want to get rid of. And you can see the difference in price and you just saved yourself $5 because you have a list. By the way, pro tip, right? You can share those lists. You can make them public. People want to know what to buy you. Share your Amazon book list with them and they'll start buying you the books that you want. So we have the library. You get audiobooks and digital copies of books. That's free. We have used bookstores. That's cheap. Usually $10 or less. You're going to find usually around the $2 or $3. What I've found is around the $2 or $3 mark. We have like a Friends of the Library. So check your local library for used books that they might sell because people donate them. They sell them for 50 cents or $1 often, and they're good, super good quality books. Oftentimes almost new. Okay, we have Christian book websites such as christianbooks.com. That's what I'm the most familiar with. It's a fantastic resource. Amazon, multiple resources on Amazon, right? You can get them on sale. Create yourself a list so it's easy to check what the prices are. You have $10, you look through your list and you can find, I can get 2 books. By the way, Amazon also sells used books. Go and read the ratings of the people that are selling the books, and I've never had a problem. The condition that it shows up in has always been the condition that the seller says it's going to show up in. A few highlights maybe, or maybe no highlights, whatever the case may be is. Also, you make your Amazon list, you can get digital books via Kindle for $1 or $2. The last one I want to recommend to you is not necessarily super cheap, but I have found it invaluable. I hope to never lose my Audible subscription. Okay, so Audible is a service that I wasn't super familiar with until about 2 or 3 years ago. I really got into reading. I do my best to read. Before I started homeschooling my kids, I read between 2,000 and 3,000 pages a month. And that's coming from a person that doesn't read. I didn't read throughout high school. I didn't know the valuable resource that reading was. Audible is fantastic because they're audiobooks, and there's a lot of good quality audiobooks available on Audible. And I find myself, I don't really listen to the radio much anymore because there's so many good books that I'm going to get to. I want that knowledge. I want that information. A basic subscription according to my own experience, a basic Audible subscription is about $15 a month. Okay? $15 a month essentially gets you one audiobook for free, they call it, but you buy credits. Okay? So every month I get one credit. One credit equals one book. But you don't necessarily have to pay for Audible or continue to pay for Audible. Once you have that book, you've purchased it via money or credit or otherwise, it's your book forever. It lives on your phone or it lives in your Audible account, right? I mean, you can listen to it anytime. You download it onto your phone. But it doesn't have to stop at that $15 a month. Very often, and I take advantage of these when I can, they'll offer you like 3 credits for $20. Okay? So that greatly reduces the amount that your book is going to cost you. You also can create a wish list in Audible because Audible works with Amazon. If you want to buy the book, like the Kindle version, you'll get a discount buying the Kindle book and the Audible book at the same time. Okay, you can create an Audible wish list, and a lot of times I get an email once every couple of weeks because I've set it up that way. When one of my books in my wish list goes on sale for $1 or $2, they let me know, and I'll just buy it with cash instead of wasting the credit, right? That cost you $15. Buy it with $3 cash, and now you have that audiobook. I have found, and this is a little side note, pro tip, right? For me personally, if you don't love to sit and read, which I enjoy it now, but listening and reading at the same time is fantastic. With Audible or even with the library app that I mentioned in the beginning, I can speed up the reading. You can speed it up or slow it down for that matter. So I usually listen to my books at 2 times the normal speed. And I follow along in the book, like the hard copy book or the Kindle edition. And my retention of that information has skyrocketed. Not only that, but if I find I have to run an errand or I gotta cook dinner, whatever the case may be, is I can set down the hard copy of the book and keep listening to the Audible copy. Audible allows you, and library app for that matter, allows you to like make little bookmarks of important passages you might hear. You can bookmark that and highlight it. I hope this video has helped you because again, I really care about putting valuable resources in your hands. Those resources will help us become the Christians that we want to be, and reading is one of them. It's a super important thing to be involved in, and these are all really good resources that I've put together over the years that I wish somebody would have told me about 10 years ago. If you have some thoughts and ideas that I haven't mentioned, you found valuable ways to get solid resources and books that you like, leave them down in the comments because I want to know. I want to build my my toolbox of resources here, and I'll share them with everybody else. Hey, thanks again for watching, and don't forget, be who you claim to be. If you liked this video and you think it might help others, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button and share it on your social media. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you've enjoyed the content and feel led to give to the ministry, I have included a link to my PayPal account below in the description. Have a great day. May the road rise to meet you.